It's true that 99% of deaths over 70 are caused by just a few things. A lot of people think that dying at a young age is just part of life, but the truth is that most deaths are caused by risks that can be avoided and are often ignored until it's too late. The problem is that most people don't understand what's going on until it's too late. By then, their health has already gotten worse, and they don't have many choices left. Now that you know about these risks, you can take steps to keep yourself safe and live longer than you ever thought possible. This video will show you the 5 main reasons people die after age 70, which are also the ones that cause most deaths in this age group. You might not think about some of these, but others might surprise you. But one thing is for sure, learning about them is the first thing that can be done to stop them. These numbers don't just mean numbers, they show real families, real lives, and real decisions that could mean the difference between having health problems and living a long, happy life. Don't give up until the end. These 5 reasons are not certain to happen. By making small but important changes, many people have cut their risks by a lot, stayed independent longer, and added years, and sometimes decades, to their lives. How strong, active, and independent you are in the years to come may rest on the choices you make today. It's time to begin. First on the list is heart problems. Heart disease is still the biggest reason people over 70 die, but many people don't know how much power they have over it. The heart is like any other muscle. It gets stronger with proper care or shrinks over time if it is not used. The trouble is that the signs don't always show up until the damage is done. A lot of people think that getting older means slowing down, being tired, or having trouble breathing. In fact, though, these things may mean your heart isn't as strong as it used to be. You should pay attention to these signs. High blood pressure is one of the main causes of heart disease. It makes your heart work harder than it should over time by putting a lot of stress on your arteries. The tricky part is that you don't feel it. You don't have to do anything until you have a heart attack or stroke because there is no pain or other clear symptoms. That's why so many people over 70 end up in the hospital when they felt fine just a few days before. They don't know how they got there. A bad diet is another big one. Years of eating processed foods, too much salt, and bad fats slowly damage vessels and lower blood flow. Most people don't understand this. It's not enough to just stay away from bad foods. You also need to eat the right ones. To stay strong, your heart needs fuel. If the foods you eat don't have heart-healthy nutrients, the damage happens much faster than you realize. Then there's no moving. Hearts aren't meant to stay still all day. Your heart doesn't get the movement it needs to stay strong when you don't move. You don't have to run races to stay active. Any kind of activity, like walking, stretching, or even simple exercises you can do in a chair, will keep your heart pumping well and greatly lower your risk of heart disease. People make the biggest mistake when they think that getting heart disease is just fate. Someone in their family has had a heart attack, or they think it's just something that happens with age. However, making small decisions over and over again does add up. What you eat, how you move, and how you deal with stress can all affect whether your heart stays healthy or starts to fail. One thing you should remember is that you have more control over your heart health than you think. How strong your heart stays in the years to come will depend on the choices you make today. When is the best time to start getting it safe? Now, breaks and falls are number 2. There is a risk that people over 70 often don't think about. They could fall. It takes only a second. One slip, one moment of feeling dizzy, or one floor that is too wet, and everything changes. A broken hip, a blow to the head, or even a bruise that doesn't seem serious can quickly turn into something very dangerous. What's the real threat? A lot of people don't understand how weak they are until it's too late. Here's an amazing fact. Falls are one of the main reasons why adults die from injuries. They cause millions of trips to the emergency room every year. A lot of people fall so hard that they never fully heal from just one fall. A broken hip can keep you in bed for months, make it hard to do things on your own, and raise your risk of getting infections and other problems. Even though this happens a lot, most people don't do anything to avoid falls until they or someone they care about does one. The trouble is that our reaction time, sense of balance, and muscle strength all get worse with age. We don't always notice, though, because this takes so long to happen. You might be fine walking around your house and going about your daily business, but one day you'll reach for something and lose your balance. Then gravity will take over. The body just doesn't get better as quickly as it used to, and what used to be a small fall can now cause terrible damage. It gets worse from here. Fear makes people fall even more. For many adults, one close call is enough to make them stop moving altogether. They stop strolling around. They stay away from stairs. They don't do as much because they're afraid. but your muscles get weaker when you don't move around much. It's also more possible that you will fall if your muscles get weaker. It keeps happening over and over, and it can quickly take away your freedom. There is good news, though. Falls don't have to happen. In fact, there are easy and effective ways to greatly lower your risk. Getting stronger in your core and legs, improving your balance, and making small changes to your home, like adding better lighting, non-slip rugs, and strong handrails, can mean the difference between being able to stay busy and independent or getting hurt that changes your life. Medication side effects are another thing that is often ignored. A lot of prescription drugs make people sleepy, dizzy, or change their blood pressure in ways that make it more likely that they will fall. If you've ever stood up too quickly and felt dizzy, your body is telling you that something needs to be changed. It could save your life to talk to your doctor about your medicines, make sure they're not hurting you, and be aware of how they change your balance. You don't have to trip over something to fall. Keep your mind on the little things that can make a big difference and stay strong. Because one fall can change everything after age 70. If you take the right steps now, you could have years of continued movement, independence, and a much better quality of life. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're still here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. The third one is lung illnesses. We rarely think about how easy it is to breathe until it gets hard. Our lungs don't work as well as they used to as we get older. And even small problems with breathing can quickly get worse. A simple cough or shortness of breath can turn into a long-term illness, an infection, or even a stay in the hospital. And after age 70, lung diseases are one of the main reasons people die. This isn't because they can't be avoided, but because people often don't pay attention to them until it's too late. Having chronic obstructive lung disease, COPD, which includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis, is one of the biggest risks. The lungs get swollen over time, which makes it harder and harder to breathe. A lot of older people ignore signs like coughing, wheezing, or being short of breath because they think it's just part of getting older. In fact, though, these are signs that your lungs need help. And then there's getting pneumonia. People over 65 are much more likely to die from pneumonia, even though it may seem like just another illness. As we get older, our bodies become less able to fight off infections, so what starts out as a cold or light chest congestion can quickly become a condition that could kill us. Many hospital stays after age 70 are due to pneumonia. And too often, the infection makes people's health get worse quickly, and some people never fully recover. The air pollution is also a big risk. A lot of dust, smog, and secondhand smoke can damage your lungs over time. Some things, like mold, pet dander, and indoor pollutants, can make breathing problems worse even when you're at home. And these allergens make asthma and COPD symptoms even worse if you already have them. Small changes, like using air filters, improving the quality of the air inside, or staying away from smoke, can protect your lungs a lot. Moving around a lot is one of the easiest and best ways to keep your lungs healthy. A lot of people don't know this, but your lungs need training just like any other part of your body. When you move, your lungs fully open. This keeps them healthy and gets rid of any mucus that is built up. But if you sit for a long time, your lungs don't work as hard. This makes you more likely to get infections, and over time, makes your lungs less effective. Your lungs will stay better for longer if you do even simple things like walking or stretching. Getting the right vaccines is another important factor. A lot of older people don't realize how important it is to get vaccinated against flu, pneumonia, and other respiratory diseases. But taking these simple steps can greatly lower the chance of getting serious illnesses. You shouldn't just try to avoid getting a cold. It's meant to keep you from having problems that could send you to the hospital or even worse. Getting your shots on time is a small thing that can make the difference between a mild illness and a major health crisis. You should never have to work hard to breathe, but it does for many people over 70. It doesn't have to happen that way. They just don't act fast enough. Every second of your life, your lungs work to keep you living. Take care of them, make them stronger, and keep them safe. Keep yourself from getting sick is one of the best things you can do to improve your health and your freedom. Fourth, stroke. A stroke happens quickly and without warning. And in a moment, everything can change. It's one of the main reasons people die after age 70. Still, a lot of people don't know how many early warning signs and risk factors they can change. The trouble is that having a stroke doesn't always mean you can start over. Damage is often permanent once it's done. Most people don't know this, though. You can stop up to 80% of strokes. That means the decisions you make today could mean the difference between staying independent and having something happen that changes your life. When blood flow to the brain quickly stops or a blood vessel bursts, this is called a stroke. Brain cells start to die right away when this happens. The harm is worse the longer the brain doesn't get oxygen. Some hits are small and only make you confused or weak for a short time. Other ones, on the other hand, leave people paralyzed, unable to move, or totally devoted to others. And way too many times, a stroke ends in death. High blood pressure is one of the biggest risks. Too much stress on the arteries weakens them over time, making them more likely to burst or get plugged. And, like heart problems, high blood pressure doesn't always show any signs. Because of this, a lot of people don't know they are at risk until they quickly have a stroke. One more important reason? Heartbeats that aren't regular, like atrial fibrillation, AFib. This happens to a lot of adults without them realizing it. And if the heart beats too fast or too slow, blood can pool and clot. A stroke can happen right away if one of these clots gets to the brain. The good news? These problems can be found early with a simple checkup, and treatment can greatly lower your chance. There's also food and way of life. Strokes are more likely to happen if you eat a lot of processed foods, salt, and bad fats. Also, not moving around enough makes blood thicken and circulation slow down. Staying active, eating foods that are high in nutrients, and keeping your blood pressure in a healthy range are the best ways to lower your chance. Adding leafy veggies, cutting back on salt, and drinking more water are all small changes that can make a big difference. Mini strokes, also known as TIAs, transient ischemic attacks, are something that people often forget about. These are short-term strokes that only last a few minutes. The signs may go away in an hour. A lot of people don't pay attention to them because they think they're just feeling weird or dizzy for a short time. But let me tell you the truth. A TIA is your body's way of telling you that a big stroke is about to happen. Do not ignore sudden slurred speech, weakness on one side of the body, blurred vision, or confusion if you or someone you know is experiencing them. It might go away though. Getting medical help right away could mean the difference between not having a stroke and having terrible effects from one. What should I remember most? You can make it less likely that you will have a stroke. You can stay independent and avoid the life-changing effects of a stroke by keeping an eye on your blood pressure, eating well, staying busy, and knowing the early warning signs. You have a better chance of protecting yourself if you act quickly. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 7 below to let me know you're still here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5. Memory loss. Thinking problems and other problems that come with it are some of the saddest things that happen as people get older. Loss of brain function doesn't happen all at once. It comes on slowly and makes small changes that are simple to ignore at first. They start out small, but over time, they become bigger problems. It gets harder to do everyday things, remember familiar faces, and make smart choices. And for many, it's more than just a bother. It ends up being life-threatening. Alzheimer's disease and dementia don't just hurt the mind. They also put the whole body at risk. It gets harder to take care of one's own health as brain function goes down. It gets harder to do simple things like remembering to take medications, eating well-balanced meals, or spotting the signs of a sickness. A lot of adults with dementia forget to drink enough water, which can make them very dehydrated. Some people may eat too little or too much, which can leave them lacking in nutrients or making them gain weight, which raises their risk of other dangerous conditions. But what is one of the biggest risks? Bad luck. Forgetting to turn off the stove, leaving the door open at night, or going outside when it's not safe to do so. All of these risks become deadly as cognitive loss gets worse. And this means that a lot of seniors lose their freedom, which is a sad fact. Is it safe for them to live alone anymore? If they don't get the care they need, their health will get worse even faster. The most scary part? A lot of people don't realize they're losing their mental abilities until it's too late. If you start to forget names, have trouble following talks, or lose important things, you might think it's just part of getting older. These little red flags are really your brain's way of telling you that something is changing. You have a better chance of slowing down the disease and keeping your mind sharp and healthy for years to come if you act quickly. One of the smartest things you can do to keep your brain safe? Keeping your mind busy. The brain needs to work out to stay strong, just like your legs. It's less likely that your brain will get worse over time if you read, learn new things, do puzzles, or even just have deep talks. And here's something that lots of people miss. Working out your body is just as important for brain health as thinking about things. Moving around brings more blood to the brain, which helps protect memory and brain function. One more important thing? Having fun with others. Being alone and isolated makes mental decline happen much faster. Having regular conversations, getting together with friends, and being active in your community can actually help your brain stay sharper for longer. In order to make your mind stronger, you need to give it new situations and meaningful interactions. Of course, what you eat is very important. Your brain health is directly affected by what you eat. Leafy greens, berries, and nuts are full of omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins that help keep your brain healthy. On the other hand, eating too much junk food, sugar, and bad fats can make the brain inflamed, which raises the risk of dementia. A healthy body is the first step to a healthy brain. What you decide today can affect how well you think and work in the years to come. Losing your mental abilities isn't a natural part of getting older. Keeping your mind and body active, staying socially active, and making smart food choices are all things you can do right now to lower your chance. The brain is the same as any other part of your body. It stays stronger the longer you take care of it. Last thoughts. Take a moment to think about everything we've talked about in this video. Things that can happen are heart disease, falls, breathing problems, stroke, and mental decline. Almost all deaths after age 70 are caused by these 5 things. But remember this, they don't have to happen. The truth is that most people don't know how much power they have over their health. It's often too late by the time they do. The truth is that making small, consistent choices every day can give you years of power, clarity, and freedom. People don't want to think about getting old, but ignoring these risks won't make them go away. Being aware gives you power, which is good news. You don't have to be afraid of what's coming if you know the signs, take steps to avoid it, and put your health first. You can focus on living a long time, being strong, and enjoying life to the best instead of what you can't do. Now think about what you do every day. Are there small things you could do to make things better? It could be eating better, moving around more, getting regular checkups, or keeping your mind and body busy. Always keep this in mind. You don't have to change everything at once. You can improve your health and live a longer, fuller life by taking even small steps in the right way. At this point in time, the most valuable thing you have is your health. You can enjoy time with loved ones more if you take care of it. Keep your freedom and don't worry about health problems that you can avoid. There are chances to take care of yourself every day. What you decide today can also affect how strong and skilled you are in the years to come. Thanks for being here today. Please get in touch with us. Please tell me what you learned today and how you're going to use it in your life. We care about what you think, so don't be shy about telling us. We feel very motivated and encouraged when we read your opinions. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you liked it and found it useful. Thanks for your support. It lets us keep making good material for you to learn from and be inspired by. Thanks for seeing. We hope to see you in the next show.